I'm going to give you two options, and I want you to tell me which do you think is the most intriguing, okay? Option A, check out my latest interview with Make Some Noise blog. Or option B, here's one dirty detail about working as a musician. Which do you find the most intriguing? If you said option B, you will be correct. Hi, I'm Anitra Jane from the Crafty Musician blog. I post weekly videos right here on YouTube helping musicians build a fan base and make money with music. Today, we're going to talk about 3 mistakes musicians make with their mailing list and what you should do instead. If you want to learn more DIY hacks for your music career, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to be personally notified every time we upload a new video. If you'd like to get more from the Crafty Musician community, consider becoming a member. You'll get monthly shoutouts, access to members-only content, ad-free reading on the blog, exclusive access to premium resources and templates, and free or discounted coaching plans. Join today starting at only $5 a month. Click on a link below in the description box. The question is, why is option B the better choice? Option B is the better choice because it is suspenseful. When you say, here's a dirty detail about working as a musician, when people read that, they're like, oh, what's the dirty detail? Ooh, I want to know, right? And so as opposed to check out my latest interview, that's bland. It really doesn't have any incentive to open that email. And so that brings me to the first mistake that musicians make, is not paying attention to the subject line. You want to put, here's a dirty detail about working as a musician in that subject line. And that's something that you talked about in your interview, as opposed to check out my latest interview. Nobody cares about your latest interview. They would care more about, okay, let me be nicer, okay? They do care about your interview, okay? But people would be more intrigued if you put a little bit of suspense and controversy. You know, drama sells. That's why there's so many reality TV shows. Drama sells. So you want to tap into that with your subject line. Don't be bland and lame in your subject line. You want to be, you want to create suspense. You want to create some sort of pull that will give them a reason to want to open that subject line. So pay attention to your subject line. Think about what would intrigue you the most about what you're trying to share, and tap into that in your subject line, okay? That is something that you should do to improve on your mailing list exploits as a musician. The second mistake musicians tend to make with their mailing list is not promoting it and not providing enough incentive in the first place for people to actually join. You want to make your mailing list something that's exclusive, something that people will really be interested in being a part of, because they want to know about you. They want to know about what you're doing. And so instead of saying join my mailing list and creating and adding a form on your website, you really want to talk about, what are you doing on your mailing list? What are they going to get? Why should they join? What's the incentive for them to join? What are you going to be talking about? What do you do? Do you talk about conflict or controversy? Do you talk about what you're doing next? Do you tell your fans where you're going to be performing? Do you get down into the nitty-gritty about how you became a musician? Do you offer anything? Do you offer free music? Do you offer birthday messages, birthday cards? What are you offering them? Okay, that would help to create this incentive to have people join your mailing list in the first place. Okay, so what I suggest is to have a landing page that talks about your mailing list. It's all about your mailing list, why people should join, what they're going to get, what they're going to get out of it, what offerings do you provide from your mailing list for people on your mailing list. This should be an exclusive group, and you should do things with your mailing list that you don't do anywhere else, and tell them what they're going to get, and that would create
the incentive for people to join. The other thing is promoting your mailing list. I know you don't want to be salesy, you don't want to be overly pushy about joining your mailing list, but listen, if people don't know what you have to offer, they're not going to take you up on your offer. Okay, so you have to promote, you have to be very intentional about what you're offering and about what you want people to do and how you want them to support you. So I suggest to promote your mailing list periodically on social media, promote your mailing list ad nauseum on your website. Okay, people are coming to your website to learn more about you, and the best next step is to get on your mailing list. So make sure you're promoting that mailing list on every single page, at the end of every single blog post, and everywhere you can think of to get people to join, because your mailing list is your number one marketing tool to get what you need to get out of your music journey. So make sure that you're promoting that and telling people that, hey, if you want to support me, this is the next step. One option you can do is do contests on social media, and in order to join the contest, they have to join the mailing list. Another option is to have people answer surveys, and at the end of the survey, ask them to join your mailing list, and here's why. You also can include reviews. I don't know if you've gotten reviews of your mailing list, but people have told me countless times, hey, I really enjoy getting your mailing list. I really like this last mailer because this and this. Save that and show that to people as a promotion tool. Add those reviews to the landing page on your mailing list landing page site. Add that review to one of the ways that you promote your mailing list on social media. Hey, here's what so-and-so had to say about being on my mailing list. Are you on it? Hey, I just talked about this really crazy thing that happened to me the other day on my mailing list. Are you on it? And put that on your social media so that you provide an incentive for people to want to join and be a part of that. So make sure that you're promoting your mailing list, and make sure that you're creating some sort of incentive for people to join. Why should I join your mailing list? The third mistake musicians make with their mailing list is not having one in the first place, or not being consistent with sending out mailers. Okay, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me a while back, and I was so embarrassed. Listen, I was really good at adding people to my mailing list, really good at promoting it and getting people on it. Listen, I had at one point thousands of people on my mailing list, and I stopped mailing. I stopped sending mailers. Okay, I just got into this place where I did not have anything to say, so I just stopped saying anything and stopped sending mailers. I finally sent a mailer after that rut. I had a bunch of unsubscribers. Okay, and one person even sent me a reply and said, "Now who are you again?" I was so embarrassed, and it was just not fun. Like, you're on my mailing list and you don't know who I am. I'm gonna have to do better. And so that's a mistake that a lot of us make, is that we get into these ruts and we don't send any mailers at all because we don't think we have anything to say. That's a big mistake, because people will forget you. They will go on about their lives and forget that you ever existed. So you have to start from scratch building those relationships. You need to be consistent, even if you're sending a quote, just one quote, and what that quote meant to you that day. Even if you're sending some sort of motivational thing, if you don't have anything to say, say that. I don't have anything to say. I'm in this rut. How do you get out of this rut? Be consistent at any time you get into a rut. Still be consistent. That's the biggest mistake you can make, is not being consistent. Now, if you don't have a mailing list at all, that's another big mistake. Even if you only have 10 people on your mailing list, or even if you only have 10 people who are willing to sign up, don't sleep on those 10 people. You have to start somewhere, okay? And as you start, you will continue to build. You have nothing to lose by starting a mailing list. And some people, some objections I get is that I don't have any music. What am I going to say if I don't have any music? You can talk about what you're planning to do, what kind of music you're planning to create. You can talk about what you're working on. Are you working on anything? Are you working on your website? Are you working on building your YouTube channel? What are you working on as an independent artist just starting out? If you don't have any music, share what you're working on. You don't have to always talk about music. You can talk about what your inspirations are. You can ask them questions. You can send a survey and ask them, hey, I'm starting out and I'm just starting out. What would you like to hear from me as a part of this mailing list? What would you like to hear from me? You can send surveys. You can send potential promo photos that you're working on. You can send potential album artwork. You can send merchandise work. There are so many things you can talk about as an artist, because the thing is, guys, is that you don't just do music. You have a brand. You have a message. You have a mission. You have a purpose. And people are a part of your tribe because they want to get behind that. They want to get behind your brand, your message, your purpose. They want to get behind what you stand for. So what do you stand for? You can talk about that. What do you stand for? You can send an email about your latest blog. It might not have anything to do with your music. It might just be about what you stand for. Talk about that. Do not miss out on a mailing list, on your mailing list marketing and promotions efforts, simply because you don't think you have something to say. And that is a really big mistake that a lot of us musicians make, is thinking that we don't have anything to say. We have plenty to say. You have plenty to say. Okay? So say it and use your mailing list the way it was intended to be used, as a way to engage your fans, to network, to expand your tribe, to sell your music, and to communicate with your fans. And that's what it's for. Okay? So remember, you can do anything you set your mind to, as long as you commit and make an effort and believe in yourself. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep it crafty.
If you need help coming up with topics for your newsletter, check out my email writing guide. It'll walk you through setting up engaging topics for your subscribers over the course of the entire year in less than an hour. Get the free writing guide by clicking on the link in the description box below. Head on over to thecraftymusician.com for more tips and tricks to level up your music career. Talk to you soon.